Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the another wireless local area network, that is Bluetooth. Up till now we have seen two different wireless local area network, that is IEEE 802.11 and Hyperline. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about the another wireless local area network, that is Bluetooth. This wireless local area network is also known as ad hoc piconet, or which can be also known as IEEE 802.15.1. The local area networks with a very limited coverage and without the need of an infrastructure. So this Bluetooth local area network works on ad hoc mode and which has a very limited range for the data transmission. This is a different type of network needed to connect different small devices in the close proximity area about 10 meter without expensive wiring or need for wireless infrastructure. So we can say that the range of data transmission for this local area network is up to 10 meters, and which is without any infrastructure we can transfer the data. So there are some user scenarios where we can use this type of local area network for the transmission, or we can say communication. So first user scenario where we can use such type of local area network is connection of peripheral devices. Today most of the devices are connected to a computer or via wires, for example keyboard, mouse, joystick, headset or speaker. This type of connection has several disadvantages, as each device has its own type of cable, different plugs are needed, and wires block office space. In wireless network no wires are needed for data transmission. However, batteries now have to replace the power supply, as the wires not only transfer data but also supply the peripheral devices with power. It means that we are aware that in today's world most of the peripheral devices such as keyboard, mouse, printer are connected to a computer or laptop via such wireless, or can say without wire, with the computer. So whenever we have to transfer the data from those devices, or you can say computer to those devices, we can transfer the data to those devices without any wire, which are connected through such type of wireless local area network. The another scenario is to support of ad hoc networking. Imagine several people coming together discussing issues, exchanging data. For instance, students might join a lecture with the teacher disturbing data to their personal digital assistants. Wireless network can support this type of interaction. Small devices might not have wireless local area network adapters following IEEE 802.11 standard, but cheaper Bluetooth chip inbuilt it. So we can say that wherever we can, it is not possible to establish the infrastructure required for communication. In that case we can use such type of ad hoc networking for the transmission, or we can say communication. The another scenario is bridging of network. The bridging of network is nothing but using wireless piconet. A mobile phone can be connected to a PDA or laptop in a simple way. Mobile phones will not have full wireless local area network adapters inbuilt, but could have a Bluetooth chip. The mobile phone can then act as the bridge between these local piconet, for example global GSM network. For instance, on arrival at an airport, a person mobile phone could receive email via GSM and forward it to the laptop, which is still in a suitcase. So we can say that different types of local area network, or can say networks, can be breached by using such type of wireless local area network for the communication. For example, we can say that we can transfer the data in between mobile and laptop, which have different types of network, or can say connectivity for the communication. Now we are going to move towards the architecture of Bluetooth. The Bluetooth operates in 2.4 GHz ISM band. However, the medium access control, physical layer and offered services are completely different. Each device into this architecture performs a frequency hopping. A very important term which is used in the architecture of Bluetooth is nothing but piconet. A piconet is a collection of Bluetooth devices which are synchronized to the same hopping sequence. Figure shows a collection of devices with different role. So one device, or we can say a piconet, consists of one master device which are connected to a several slaves devices into the communication. The master device determines the hopping pattern in the piconet and slaves have to synchronize to that pattern. Each piconet has a unique hopping pattern. If device want to participate, it has to synchronize to that hopping pattern. In addition to that, a piconet have two additional types of devices which are nothing but parked devices and standby devices. Parked devices are nothing but those are the actively participating devices in the piconet, but they do not have a connection, but they can be reactivated within some milliseconds into that piconet. Another type of devices is nothing but the standby devices which will not participate into the piconet for the communication. Each piconet has exactly one master, up to 7 simultaneous slaves and 200 parked devices. The reason for upper limit of active devices is 3-bit addressing mechanism used in Bluetooth. If parked devices wants to communicate and there are already 7 active slaves, then one slave has to switch to park mode to allow the parked devices to switch to active mode. Figure gives an overview of formation of the piconet. As all active devices have to use the same hopping sequence, they must be synchronized. The first step involves into the communication is sending a master, or we can say master sending its clock and device ID to the slaves. All Bluetooth devices have the same networking capabilities that they can be master or slave into the piconet. There is no distinction between the terminals and base stations. Any two or more devices can form a piconet. The unit establishing the piconet automatically becomes the master and all other devices will become slaves. The hopping pattern is determined by the device ID, which is a 48-bit worldwide unique identifier for that piconet. The phase in the hopping pattern is determined by the master clock. All active devices are assigned with 3-bit active member address and all parked devices use 8-bit parked member address. Devices in standby mode do not have any address. All users within one piconet have the same hopping sequence and share the same 1 MHz channel. As more users join the Piconet, the throughput per user drops quickly as a single Piconet offers less than 1 Mbit per second gross data rate. Only having one Piconet available within the 80 MHz in total is very efficient. This led to an idea of forming the group of Piconet called as scatternet. Only those units that really must exchange data share the same Piconet that will overlap in the coverage can exist simultaneously. In this example, scatternet consists of two Piconets in which one device participates into two different Piconets. Both Piconets use different hopping sequence always determined by the master of that Piconet. Bluetooth applies FHCDMA for separation of the Piconet. In average sense, all Piconets can share the total 80 MHz bandwidth available because more available. Adding more Piconets leads to a graceful performance degradation of single Piconet because more and more collisions may occur. A collision occurs if two or more Piconets use the same carrier frequency at the same time. This will probably happen as hopping sequences are not coordinated. If device want to participate in more than one Piconet, it has to synchronize to the hopping sequence of the Piconet it wants to take part in. To enable synchronization, a slave has to know the identity of the master that determines the hopping sequence of Piconet. Before leaving one Piconet, a slave informed to the current master that it will be unavailable for certain amount of time. The remaining devices in the Piconet continues a communication as usual. Communication between different Piconets takes place by the devices jumping back and forth between these nets. If this is done periodically, for instance, asynchronous data streams can be forwarded from one Piconet to the another Piconet. However, scatternets are not yet supported by all the devices. This is nothing but about a Bluetooth. The question was asked so many times in the university exam. Explain Bluetooth architecture in detail for 7 mark. Expected points are the user scenario, architecture, what is scatternet, what is Piconet, and what is the different types of devices which are used in one Piconet, that are master devices, slave devices, parker devices, and standby devices. This is nothing but about Bluetooth. Thank you.